Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be analyzing yet another Stranger Things vehicle. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get right into it. Today we are analyzing Joyce's car, the 1976 Ford Pinto. To help us with this analyzation, I have once again brought in self-proclaimed car expert, Mr. Blake. Welcome back, Mr. Blake.
Hello again, Mr. Otis. It's nice speaking with you again. Without further ado, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of the subject. So, as you can see by the images shown on screen, the vehicle has these larger bumpers. But occasionally you'll find a few images on the internet without those large bumpers, and you might be wondering why in the world does it have such large, ridiculous bumpers? Now, these absolutely abhorrent bumpers, like they're absolutely just horrible looking, like massive football fields on the front and rear end of the car. Makes it look ridiculous. But the reason for the bumpers is because government mandates in 1974 changed to require these just ridiculous, as you can see, like look at the images on screen. Look how ridiculous these 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 bumpers are. Now, another interesting little fact here is in uh in 1974 as well, in Canada they decided their sister
Exactly
brand
how large are
Mercury.
these bumpers?
Well, I don't have specific measurements. I'm sorry, Mr. Otis, but if you let me continue here, in 1974, Ford's sister company Mercury rebadged I misspoke. Rebadged the vehicle as a Bobcat and sold it in Canada, and it was so successful that in 1975 they did the same thing for the United States market. Anyway, what's your question, Mr. Otis, about these bumpers?
So how large were these bumpers exactly?
Well, okay, Otis, you see that question it's pretty irrelevant because it depends on which source you look at and ask. Because Autocar magazine it says it's about 3 inches, while Top Gear magazine says it's about 15 feet. So you see how irrelevant that question is? You really have to research that one yourself. You have to go track down an actual Ford Pinto and then measure it yourself. That's the best way to do it. Because I mean, the internet is just full of misinformation. Now moving on from that, like absolute like, Otis, that was such a terrible question. Like you need to come up with way better ones. Anyway, moving on. To the future, at least of the time period when this specific Pinto was made, the future of 1979. Now, in 1979, you thought the bumper was bad. Like, wait until you see the ugly square headlights on this poor car. Like, they absolutely butchered this vehicle. Like, horrible. You have no idea. Here, put a picture up on the screen, Otis. Put a picture up. And you know what's even worse? They discontinued the V6 engine that was sold alongside the inline-4 engine. Do you know how horrible this is, Otis? Otis, do you know? Speak with me right now. Do you know how horrible this news was?
Yes, it's definitely very horrible. No one should ever do that to any car.
No, Otis, you really have no idea. This is worse than that small little fiasco of the fuel tanks exploding. This is way worse than that. Like, if you put a picture up again on the screen, put another one up on the screen, and just look at it. Use your eyeballs to see what they did to this poor vehicle. Like they absolutely.
Alright, that'll about wrap it up for
Wait, you can't cut
today.
me off.
Thank you for watching, and have
Mr.
a good
Road